The following video today is brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Stay tuned until the end of the video for a very special offer. For years, the most popular educational channel on YouTube was Vsauce, run by Michael Stevens. Each episode was pulling in millions of views apiece, but recently we haven't seen much if any new episodes at all. So what exactly happened to cause this switch up in the channel's future? Well, to understand this, we'll first have to go back and look at the channel's beginning. Michael started in the online video landscape pretty early on, all the way back in 2007. Rather than making his own content, however, he was employed by bigger productions to edit their videos, including College Humor, Funny or Die, and Barely Political. With these jobs, he had an insider's look at the early days of the YouTube business model. Back then, you couldn't just search how to be a YouTuber because no one really had a grasp on what that word meant. There was only a small few elite who knew how to make money on this website, but they weren't sharing it with anyone. Working for these guys helped him get his foot in the door. By 2010, he used everything he had learned to start up Vsauce. But the channel has nothing to do with what it looks like today. Instead, it was mostly just gaming content that was by no means bad, but kind of uninspired. Michael hired people on to produce the content like he had seen other people do for their companies, but eventually he realized he was the true star. About a year after the channel's inception, he started to make the educational videos he's most famous for today. In 2011, education on YouTube usually brought to mind boring PowerPoint presentations with someone's lecture attached to it. But Michael was one of the first people to make learning on YouTube, well, really fun. Super interesting questions and ideas were posed in the titles of these videos, along with visually stimulating thumbnails to make you want to click on them. On top of this, his presentation of the information really pulled you in, leading to these videos building up a huge fan base. Eventually, Vsauce became known for only this, and the other content was pushed to the wayside. When the main account was starting to really focus mainly on just Michael, he decided to start up Vsauce 2 in 2010. While he helped to be the host of these videos at the very beginning, he eventually put it all into the hands of fellow creator Kevin Lieber. And while there were a lot of different shows on the account in the early days, they honestly all pretty much have the same exact idea behind them. Show off cool stuff they found around the internet. It goes without saying that the content here was easier to produce than the main account. To my surprise, however, after years of not looking at this channel, it seems that Kevin has really increased the quality of the show in the absence of regular Vsauce videos recently. No longer is it just, hey, look at this cool thing I found on the internet that I remember the channel being made up of. Instead, it's now much deeper than that, going into weird paradoxes and other math-related topics. Color me impressed. If you've been missing Vsauce and you haven't looked at this account in years like me, I suggest giving it a shot. Now on to Vsauce 3, which had an emphasis on video games, just like the main account did in the very beginning. In 2012, this third channel had taken shows from Vsauce 2 and made gaming-specific versions of them. On top of this, a guy known as Clan of the Grey Wolf made gaming theories as well, which were extremely popular. I remember watching this guy's personal channel all the time as a kid, but looking him up now, it appears that he completely has given up on YouTube, quitting Vsauce years ago and only making podcasts on his account before giving up entirely. What a shame, he really made good stuff. As time went on, the channel would become synonymous with Jake Roper, who had been the primary person running things. As said, the channel used to be gaming related, but in more recent years the content is more just whatever Jake wants to do. He's had quite the journey, beating stage 3 cancer and leaving Vsauce for a bit to go work for Beam, which fell apart at one point. It'll be interesting to see where things go from this point onward for this account, since the only thing that's been posted there recently is a YouTube original film and some behind the scenes footage for it. Anyway, getting back on track here, it seemed like Michael was set. He was hosting one of the most popular shows on the entire internet, as well as running 2 other popular accounts with competent hosts. This made it weird when uploads for Vsauce really started to slow down in 2017, with things only getting worse as time progressed. From what I've seen, the main reason for this change is a shift in where Michael is spending his time. The drop in main channel videos correlates with the beginning of the Brain Candy Live tour that he started with the Mythbusters host Adam Savage. You may also remember that guy because his father made Mickey Goes to Vietnam. I covered that in an internet mysteries video. They went from city to city with their edutainment act that aligned pretty well with what they're known for on TV and YouTube. On top of this, Vsauce started his very own premium show for YouTube Red, with each episode testing out various experiments and tests, often based around the human mind. Unlike almost all other YouTube Red content, however, this show was actually not trash. It reminds me of something you'd see on Discovery Channel before the network started pumping out reality show garbage. The third season just recently came out, and I really recommend it. If you do want to catch more of Michael nowadays in a more traditional YouTube fashion, you could always check out the Dong channel. Yes, that's really what they call it, to see more of him. Although many may still be unsatisfied with the lack of the type of videos that made them a fan in the first place. In conclusion, even though many are complaining that Vsauce has changed to live shows and premium content, you need to realize that this brand has constantly been changing since its inception. From the gaming content of the early days, to the secondary channels, to the science content, and currently to the YouTube Red show and tours, Michael has always evolved his business model. While you may wish for the good old days of the content, just realize that this adapting will allow Vsauce to never become a dead channel. I'm personally a huge fan of Omaha Steaks, so I'm really happy to have them as a sponsor today. Right now, Omaha Steaks has a limited time offer for my listeners. When you go to omahasteaks.com and enter "what happened" into the search bar, you will get 74% off Omaha Steaks Family Gift Package, originally $195, now only $49.99. Order now and you'll get 4 hand-cut, aged to tenderness top sirloin steaks, 2 savory premium pork chops, 4 chicken fried steaks, 4 Omaha Steaks burgers, 4 snappy kielbasa sausages, all beef meatballs, 4 perfectly browned potatoes au gratin, 4 made-from-scratch caramel apple tartlets, plus get 4 more burgers for free. Omaha Steaks is a 5th-generation family-owned company with over 100 years of experience, delivering perfectly aged beef, hand-cut by master butchers in Omaha. Again, get this limited time package for only $49.99 when you go to omahasteaks.com, type "what happened" in the search bar, and add the family gift package to your cart.